strictly DC Digitrax from day one. Yeah, Galen was running it, and Lee was told me, that's what he preferred, so that's what I figured. Well, everybody else is here, so I just rather than do something totally different. That way, if you need help, you got help. The way it's set up, it keeps you busy. The operation, I think, is the most fun part of it. I like UP, but I also like Sue. And I just kind of a roundy. I'll do about anything. That's what I know about it.
Well, how long have you been building it?
Well, let's see. This is about 10 years or so.
10 years you've been working on this? And did you do most of it by yourself? Did you have help?
Originally I had help, Galen and Lee and Steve Harold, and Steve helped me back there. And the bench work was all done by Lee, and Galen did a lot of it. And I did a lot of it. And I did most of the scenery myself. All the painting myself. Finalized all the track laying myself. And then years later, I added the second level. It was an original. And then this year, I added the third level, which I added big sidings, which allowed me to run extra trains out of the main yards when we're operating, which saves a lot of work in this yard and made the operating sessions a lot better by having them main trains already made up and out ready to move. So the three big sidings, one in the back, this one here, and then one on the main level down there, back by the train station, will handle 3 trains.
Did you originally plan it to use DCC, or
yes,
did you do block control to begin with?
No. We went strictly DC, Digitrax from day one. Yeah, Galen was running it, and Lee was told me, that's what he preferred, and so that's why I figured, well, everybody else is here as units. I just rather than do something totally different. That way, if you need help, you got help.
Yeah, extra people to borrow stuff from.
Well, yeah, and to help you if you have a problem, because we had developed a major short here at one time, and took quite a while to work it out. Galen worked hard on that, and Lee come down a night or two. We finally did figure it out. It was a bear.
How many people do you find work best to operate the railroad?
8 or 10 is about my limit, and it keeps them, the way it's set up, it keeps you busy. All these main yards have to be switched. We run an interchange that can run all day long, all in and out, in and out. We have the gravel yard, the rock yard that can run all day. We have the coal mine that can run all day. Just come and go and come and go and come and go. The rest of them are separate, the 4 main yards. So 8 or 10, we could probably use 12, but that's just about our limit.
I noticed you have a coal mine there, and it looks like a power plant there.
Yeah, the coal mine runs to the power plant.
Right. And so yeah, you could just do
back,
that all day long.
You run it all day. You have a standby track there. You drop it off, and then you move out your empties. And we remove our loads and carry them in a little pouch back and forth to put them back in when they're working over here at the coal mine. So yeah, it's an interesting job. You got to stop the main traffic too to back in there. So kind of holds up traffic, but not that much.
Some people like to wait in sidings.
Yeah, they're hollering at him sometimes.
How do you know where to take the cars to? What system do you use?
We have a card system. Every car has a card, and we have a 3-way deal. If you wanted just how it works, we come out of the yards, we go to staging. We come out of the main yard here back to that where we pulled at, and the staging comes into here to be put away. So we actually have 3 moves with everything. It takes 3 moves to do one job.
And so it's a constant cycle.
It's a constant turn. You can stop midway in it and come back a week later and pick it right up. If the cards are where they're supposed to be, which they would be. Everybody knows to take them with them when they pick up the trains and so on and so forth. The cards are pretty good size. I'm in the process of cutting them down, making them smaller, so they're easier to handle. But that's going to be a big job too.
The bigger ones will make it easier to read. The smaller ones can.
Well, the writing will probably be the same, but the cards are going to be smaller. And when the guys do work the main yards, we have work lists up on the board to kind of help them along on how to move the cars around and where to put them.
Now I notice a lot of the names of your yards are similar to people that we know.
Yes. Yeah. We have Bowen Yard, which was for Galen Bowen. And Fitch Yard used to be a fellow that hung out here all the time years ago, and Rex Fitch, we had Fitch Yard. Then we have Walsh Yard, which Steve who's here, and Melton for Lee, and we have Harrell Yard for Steve Harrell that used to have to be here all the time.
It's a good way to honor people that have been a good friend of the hobby.
Well, yeah, at the time when we were naming them, they were the ones that were. Now it would be a totally different names I would use now, different from them. See? But why change? You know. And Becky's Mine, Becky R. Mine, is kind of a catchy situation. You know, a lot of mines were named after women at times, I've seen. And my wife's name is Becky. So when I named the mine, I just put Becky and then an R. Her middle name is Rebecca. So it's Becky R. Mine. You know, not only is it mine, but, you know, she's mine. So kind of catchy.
Any plans to tear this down and start over?
No. No way, shape, or form.
It seems like it runs good.
It runs too good, and yeah. If anything, I may put a fourth level on one of these days.
Well, you can tie it in right there to that.
Well, yeah, I could cut holes in each end of this and run right straight through that. Yeah, I found out when I built the second level, anything's possible. You can do anything. And then the third wasn't even a problem. It just went right up. I mean, my problem is I'm 75, and to get up on top of these and crawl around, because I can't reach them in the corners and stuff now. And I need a young person to run with me and help me out, but there ain't any around. So I just go to the point where I've got to do it, so I get up there. But it's fun. It's a fun track to run with the different levels, and you know, it's just a fun track. For me, it is anyway. And everybody that operates it likes it. You know.
Now you've been a model railroader for a long time. When did you start in the hobby?
Railroading?
Yeah, model railroading or being in trains.
Oh, about when I started, a year or two prior to when I built the layout. I had a wood shop in here. I made a living in my wood shop in here. And as I progressed getting into the trains, I would build layovers from one of my, say, the table saw to the band saw to the this and that, and I had them all numbered. I could place them right in there like you know, and I hook them up, and then I'd run trains for 2 or 3 days, and I'd tear it all down and go back to the woodworking. And when I finally did retire, the bookkeeper said we're going to have to do something, you know, because you'll be paying in if you don't cut back on a lot of your stuff. I just decided to quit the wood shop completely, and then that's when I started planning on the track. Went at it with the idea of a lot of switching, a lot of jobs for people to do, not just run. The operation, I think, is the most fun part of it.
I see a lot of cars look like they've been custom painted and custom built.
Yeah, I do a lot of that. Yeah, I do a lot of painting and decaling, and yeah, I built these 3 loads and the MKT tanker and the 3 MKT cars there, the grain and the 2 box cars. They're just a couple weeks old. And up on the level there, the black tanker and the red MKT tanker have just got done.
And you take those to trade shows and sell them sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
Or in some cases,
we sell them at Train Fest. I have 2 or 3 times sold at Train Fest, and we sold at Evansville at time once or twice.
And then occasionally you'll even give one to a young model railroader.
Oh yeah, I give them to the little guys. Yeah.
It's important to have those little guys get enthusiastic about trains. So.
I usually give them one away or 2 at a show, and it's usually to some young fella who seems really interested. And I enjoy that.
Yeah, the look on their faces must be real pleasant.
Yep, they enjoyed it. some of them come back the next day and buy a couple more, which has happened. But I love to custom work on them. I work hard keeping the track clean and cleaning wheels. I run all steel wheels and all KD couplers, because that's the only way to operate. You just can't do it. And I add a little extra weight to the cars. They're handled all the time. And you can't have light cars in the middle of a train. That won't work. Climbing this third level especially. Yeah. You need balanced weight. And I go to the auto shops and get their tire weights. Lead, and I cut the ends off and then glue them in the cars. Works well.
Do you have a particular railroad you like, or do you just like
UP? I like UP, but I also like Sioux. And I just kind of a roundy. I'll do about anything.
trains are just fun?
Trains are fun. Yeah, I'm not a prototypical guy by any means. I like some old cars and some new cars, and as long as I enjoy it, I'm not out here to prove anything to anybody. Like that old black tanker up there is an old Varney from the 50s. The man that built Little Toot Railroad here. That came out of his collection. Yeah, that one and this one was his, and the little car down here was out of his collection from the 50s. I got several of his stuff. Mr. Borders was the one that built Little Toot here in Florida. He passed away years ago, and his stuff was divided up around. I got a lot of it. So several of the buildings on this layout were his, still in the boxes. The Purina plant and the Swift plant were cardboard and wood and light metal roofing. That's how the kits came then. You had to glue the wood to the cardboard, and there wasn't no plastic hardly. And that was one of the kits, and the Swift plant was one of the kits.